Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to your morning messages with me, Michelle. I am here to help you along your awakening journey, or if you're traversing big life changes, breakups, career moves, whatever it is, I am here to bring you the messages that you need right now in this moment. And these messages are timeless. So if you see in my description box that it's being posted on a certain date, it doesn't matter. Whenever you find this message is for you and it's meant for your sweet little heart. All right, so I don't know about you all, but today for me, I feel a little unsettled. I know Mercury is going retrograde soon. I believe it's in 3 or 4 days. And we're in January of 2022, if anyone is wondering, if you're catching this at a later time. And when Mercury goes retrograde, what happens is there's we kind of zero in on our focus. And sorry, a dog just barked outside and it like jolted me as I said that too. We start to zero in on our communication. And I don't know if I just said focus, but on our communication, our electronics, and we're called to pay more attention to how we communicate and to how we use our electronics and to double check emails. And they always say like, don't sign big documents and stuff, but in reality, it's fine to sign those, just like, don't do it quickly, really take your time. And it's almost like the universe forcing us to be better with our words and to be more precise, to be more intentional. So I feel like Mercury retrograde isn't always a bad thing, although I do experience a little bit more anxiety in the middle of the night between the hours of like 2 and 5. I do notice that during that time, I'll start to wake up, and in this morning, I actually felt it. It's like a pushing energy. It's like you feel this push and this voice that's telling you, you need to be doing more, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And it's like, it just feels like somebody's pushing you from behind. So I've recognized this about myself and my patterns, and I know not to listen to it. I know not to take action from that scared, worried state of being. Like for instance, where I'm living right now, my lease is up in March. And I know that I need to commit and tell them, I have to give them 60 days notice, whether I'm going to renew or move. And I kind of want to stay, but I kind of want to move because it's a little expensive here and they just upped the rent. So I feel like when the universe sends us signals like that, when they're upping the rent, that's a sign that the universe wants us to move if it's not something that's doable. So I kind of feel like I'm being pushed out of here. So this morning I woke up with that pushed feeling and I was just like, oh no, I got to find a place to live right now. And then I was like, I know this feeling. It's okay. I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to ask the universe, if you want me to move, please bring me a new place to move to. Please bring me somebody that can help me. Please bring me a website where I can find the inspiration to move to a spot that maybe I'm unaware of right now. Like, where is it best for me to go? So I've learned to pray through this. So if you are feeling that push, if there's some sort of change coming in your life and you can feel it and you want to prepare yourself, pray, ask. And then you have to kind of relax and control that push from behind, because like I said, we cannot take action from that space, because if I quickly grabbed my phone and was panicked and searching for a place to live, I would be attracting like a very panicky environment. Does that make sense? So like if I were to find an apartment, I might go there and feel an energy of people aren't settled, people are very stressed who work there. So we don't want to attract, we always are attracting what we're feeling at the current moment. So I'd rather grab my phone when I'm calm and relaxed. And I feel like that was a really important message out there for somebody. Because this goes with making big life changes. You never want to search for your next moves when you're in a panic state, because you will attract panic. Good message, right? I haven't, I don't think I've shared that yet in any of my videos, but that's a huge one that I learned because I've experienced it and I've attracted other places that are not good. So we don't want to do that. I'm being called to start with the Light Seers Tarot. So let's see what we have for this Wednesday. It's January 12th. Five of Wands, which is all about, it's kind of like, it's like a game, right? They're trying to, I always think of like a video game when I see this. They're trying to work their way up to that top, to that light, to that sun, to that fire. It's like a ball of fire. And it's like all different kinds of people. There's girls, there's guys, some wearing tank tops, long sleeve shirts. Like they're all different versions of you. And at each stage of the game, you're growing and you're expanding and you're learning and you're going to fall down. So just like me teaching you about how you don't want to search for something new, especially a partner in a panic state. You don't want to quickly hop on a dating app and be in a panic that like you're lonely and you're scared and you start swiping. Well, you're going to attract somebody else who's in that same energy and you don't want somebody clinging onto you. So that knowledge right there just leveled you up. So it might have taken you from this person here up to this person here. So as we learn information, especially on YouTube, with spiritual texts, with books, with experiences, we are in this game of life, and each level is going to test us and we're going to gather more information. So if I didn't experience my like life moves and make some decisions where I had to learn the lessons and I had to fall down and kind of be like, okay, now I know, you know, that's part of life. So don't beat yourself up for past decisions. Don't think you're going to repeat the same pattern either, because you're learning. And once you get to a different level, you don't go back down. Although in some games you die and you got to start all over. But that's kind of life too. We're all not here permanently. And I didn't mean that to be like morbid. It just kind of came out. All right. Good first message. Yay. I love this card. We got this the other day. She's won the game. This is what the Six of Wands is. She's in the spotlight. She's being seen for her efforts. She is thriving. She is abundant. She's happy. She's just, it's like she's like figured it out. She finally like mastered all the levels. Let's see what other card. There was another card sticking out. Let's see what we got. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so once you've made it, now it's like, okay, what's next, right? The Page of Pentacles is all about being grounded, but also like having your head in the clouds, and you keep dreaming. You don't just settle for where you're at. You say, you celebrate, you take this pentacle, which is your earnings, your winnings, your joy, your peace, your money, whatever it is in that pentacle, and you cherish it. And you're so grateful for this experience. You're so grateful for the game, and you see your growth and you're like, yes, look how far I've come. Say you take a bath tonight, right? I challenge you all to take a bath tonight, and you just sit there and think about how different you are right now than you were a few months ago, than you were 3 years ago, and celebrate that. That's what this is. This is a celebration of how far you've come. The wreath represents growth, abundance. Any kind of like greenery or flowers in these cards represents growth and abundance. So even the greenery behind her, there's abundance at her feet. She has abundance in her hands. She's grounded on one foot, but yet her head is in the clouds, and she is dreaming up what her next moves will be. Or she's listening. You can see she's just got her head turned. She's got her ear kind of like waiting to hear what's next. And I've never read that card that way, but I'm getting it right now, that she's kind of like, all right, spirit, drop me another download. Where am I going next? What do you want me to do with my gifts next? And sometimes we're in this lull, and we might be like leaving a job. We haven't gotten our new steps yet, and we're in the middle, and we have to kind of sit there, be grounded, but also be listening. I love this deck so much. The colors, the artwork, it's so pretty. All right, the last card is the Eight of Swords. And this is usually like deep stress, worry, fear. You feel trapped. You feel like you have anxiety. And she's looking in the mirror at herself. So if you see it reversed, she's clear from the shackles of her mind. You can see the crows are holding the strings. They got her all tied up. She can't see what's going on. But she's looking in the mirror and that's what she's seeing. It's her perception. So you're being called to look at the situation differently. You know, whatever you're looking at and you're seeing it as a struggle or a challenge, it's not. You're outside that mirror. You're not trapped. You're not blind. You're clear. You're just being called to trust in the discomfort. So if you are feeling discomfort, that's okay. You're just being called to sit in it and to say, okay, I'm in the lull. I don't know what's next. And sometimes that can be really scary. And sometimes this regards relationships. So if you're single and you feel alone, this is saying you're not. Spirit is all around you all the time. And you are your greatest partner. I just got called to pull a prayer card. I'm going to move my book since we were not called to use a book today. Okay. Hopefully my neighbors below me didn't just like wake up out of bed. Wow. Abundance. What is it? I feel like we've gotten so many readings lately with abundance. That was our morning message yesterday. Abundance. Maybe you're feeling trapped financially and you're like, I don't know where the money's going to come from. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And you're being called to just trust, to flip it upside down and to see it as it's an illusion. It's just your perception. It's just what you're like scared about, and you don't have to be. And I know finances are a huge, huge stressor. I feel it too. You know, I don't want to say this out loud because I don't want to manifest it. I am very abundant. Well, you guys know what I'm saying. It's kind of the opposite. Okay. I am very abundant. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. It always comes to me in increasing amounts. I'm always getting like random $10,000 checks. This is how I talk in my mind. And I've gone through so many great periods of great abundance. Facts. I'm actually being honest right now. And I've learned the patterns that for me, I experience abundance in chunks. So like I'll get a really good chunk of abundance and then I'll go a long period of time without it. And then I'll get a really good chunk of it and then I'll go a long period of time without it. And I didn't always know this, but I'm noticing the patterns of my life. So start to look at your life. Some people get it like sprinkled. Some people are just always getting like little gifts here or there. And they're always like, wow, I just always seem to like stumble across gifts or money or free trips. You know, we have to think of abundance as not just physical money, tangible. We have to think of it as, oh, somebody offers you to go on a trip somewhere and they're going to pay for it, or a free Uber ride, or a free coffee at Starbucks. That's considered abundance. So this card says, Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. This is your ego. Your ego feels so like this because she is trying to plan out how you're going to make the money. And I'm being called right now to share one of my manifestation stories. So story time. I guess it was in 2019, in October of 2019. You know what? I actually just showed my friend Elisa, who was here yesterday. I went through my notes. My guides had me going into my notes on my phone, and I was like clearing out notes from like 2012. And I found this note, and I also found a note from my pregnancy. I'm going to read it to you. This was my pregnancy, November 28th, 2011. And I was like, maybe, I think it says I was 7 weeks pregnant, and I had to go to the ER because my whole pregnancy, I was like throwing up nonstop. It was really, really bad. I always say now it was Micah's angel powers. If you didn't know this, I had a daughter, her name was Micah, and she passed away from a muscle disorder when she was 2 months old. So during my pregnancy, I had a lot of nausea and was literally getting sick every day. So this is one of my journals. I put after ER visit, start of week 7, 11 p.m. Zofran, had 1 popsicle, then slept for 8 hours. Woke up Sunday feeling good. I drank an entire bottle of water, an entire package of saltines in 1 hour, and it felt great. Then I was forcing it down and it was getting harder and harder to stomach. I felt so hungry, but nauseous at the same time. Then I took Zofran at noon and I immediately had a craving for French toast, and the French toast tasted great. That's all I wrote. But I found that note and it just brought me back to Micah. And I'll show you a quick picture of Micah. Isn't she beautiful? My little peanut. She would be 10 years old in July of 2022. So she is my little angel, but I do say, like, my pregnancy, that whole story was wild. There's a lot of unique things that happened. And I often thought, like, did the Zofran that I was taking to help my nausea, did that cause her muscle disorder at such an early time? Like, I was always thinking, was it something I did that caused that? And I'll never know. But anyway, the abundance talk. So I found this note, October 7th, 2019. I put, this is the first time I just know I'm going to receive over $30,000 randomly. I'm going to win it or inherit it or earn it. It's just going to happen so soon. I can feel it. I cannot wait. My vibration is so freaking high and it's just going to keep getting better. I don't react to anything. Thank you, universe. Yeah, and I just went on to talk about my day, so I'm not going to share all that. But so I wrote that back in 2019, and guess when I made my $30,000? It was December of 2020. Yes. So it took from October 2019, it took a whole year for that $30,000 to come in, but it came in. So when we are talking about abundance, we are talking about patience and divine timing. So now here's what happened in order for the universe to move everything around me to bring me the $30,000. So, and it was wild. I had $30,000 written everywhere for like a year. And I don't know why I picked 30. It was just in my head. So that was October. 2020 hit, right? We were quarantined. And then in July, I get a random DM from a girl I played field hockey with in college. And she was like, hey, Michelle, I see what you're doing with all your mindfulness stuff in your teachings, in your classroom, in your meditation room. I started a meditation room at the high school I used to teach at. And it was perfect because it was right before COVID. And so this is a really good manifestation story. Stay tuned. Don't swipe away because this is so good. So she asked me if I would create a virtual program. So if I would record myself teaching for 30 minutes, walk the kids through a meditation, maybe do like a little bit of journaling, basically like teach them life skills on how to be more connected to them and how to like branch away from old school curriculum and teach them how to live life, like a manual on how to live in our bodies, teach them about energy, teach them about gratitude, teach them about whatever I wanted. I could create my own curriculum. So it was 30 days, 30 minutes long. And she DM'd me and I was in Cape Cod for my daughter's birthday. I had like 15 hearts that I found. My daughter sends me hearts all the time and I get them through other people. They send pictures of them. I had like 15 hearts the day before. And I'm like, why are these hearts showing up? I was like, Micah, what are you trying to tell me? The next morning, I wake up to this DM. So it was a manifestation coming true. And I immediately said yes, literally almost like shit my pants saying yes, because I was like, I don't know how to film. I wasn't doing this back then. And she was like, you'll be fine. You'll figure it out. 2 months went by. I had a bunch of issues. I had my wisdom teeth out. I couldn't film. It was all these like hiccups in the road. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Well, anyway, everything aligned. I got an editor for my videos. The universe brought me everything, a place to film, the editor, the program to use. The school had a program that I was able to use. So I didn't even have to like go searching for one. I already had one on my computer from teaching. And it worked out beautifully. I channeled every single message in each video. And I was feeling so in my mission filming these videos because I knew I was helping so many kids. So this company will take this 30-day program and it will sell it to schools all over the US and Canada. So now I also had been manifesting, I want to reach more kids with my messages, with mindfulness and meditation. I was saying it all the time. I was like, I just want to reach more kids. Like, I don't want to just teach in one school and only teach the kids I'm teaching. Like, I want to spread these further. And I just didn't know how. Well, that was another manifestation. So I got an opportunity to spread my messages further. And then also what I didn't know was to make the 30,000. So I start filming in October. I get it done in December. The very first paycheck I got amounted to like $29,730. I literally got the paycheck and I was like pacing in my house. I was like, oh my gosh. And the paycheck was from all the different schools that had been purchasing it and ordering it as I was creating it. So what was really cool is as I was creating it, schools were wanting it and they hadn't even witnessed it yet. They hadn't previewed it. So that's an example about how abundance works is sometimes we don't know how we're going to receive it. And we have to let go and just say, I'm so grateful. Remember how I said, I just know it for the first time. I just know I'm going to get $30,000. And what are the odds of that first check being $29,000? It's like just so close. It's like $300 short of being 30,000. What are the odds? That is the universe. If you don't believe me, I don't care because I believe it. But that's how it works. So you can manifest anything. And my mentor was like, Michelle, why didn't you manifest $1 million? And I was like, I didn't know. So now it's this dance of patience. And it doesn't mean the higher the amount, the longer you have to wait. Some people manifest. I was just listening to a video the other day about a woman who manifested $20,000. And within 2 weeks, she got a call. And it was like, hi, you used to work for this company 20 years ago. And we have like money in your account or something, whatever that we owe you. And guess how much it was? It was $22,000. So she literally manifested $20,000 in 2 weeks. And she was like, in her mind, there was no way there was money in that account that she worked for or that company. Maybe it was like some sort of pension or something. I'm not sure. But we can manifest anything. We just have to truly believe it, speak it, write it, and then just say, like, I just know it's coming. And then we have to be patient and not worry about the how or the when. And for me, one of my greatest joys is the fact that the universe paired it for me. It paired my manifestations. I wanted to reach more kids and I wanted to make $30,000. And I'm still making money off of that program. So it didn't just stop at 30, it's still going. And I'm so pumped because a bunch of schools just got funding in January. So I made a second program. So I'm hoping that will continue. But right now I'm in a lull. I feel this. I'm like, oh no, what if my program doesn't sell? Like, and I'm not teaching anymore and I'm just doing my readings and I'm in that like fearful state of abundance, but I'm not letting myself go there. So this message is for somebody out there who's like me. If you're in this phase of not knowing how to manifest money, I hope these messages helped you learn. And I hope it teaches you that patience is everything. As much as I'm in my little bit of a lull right now, and remember I told you the chunks, you get a lot and then you get a break and then you get a lot. I'm okay in the break because I know and I trust that if I put it out there that I want something, it is coming. And I am magical and I can attract anything I want. I can attract my next boyfriend to come knock on my door. It's just a knowing. It's how the universe works. But you just need to set your mind to it. And if you feel called to learn about how to do this, book a reading with me, one session with me, and I will give you all of these tools and details about how to write it down and then how to practice it, how to sit down and imagine it happening, and it will transform your life. So you can look in the description box for my email, or you can go to my Instagram, michelle.thornton11, to DM me and we can connect and I can get you started. Because your life you're not meant to suffer. You're meant to dance. This is a dance with the universe. We're supposed to have fun. We're supposed to feel this way. And I felt like her when I got that $30,000, that $29,000 check. I felt like her. I felt like I made it. I figured it out. I finally understand how to manifest. It took a freaking year. But the whole year, it was like, I didn't think about the 30. It just, I said it and I let it go. And then when it showed up, I was like, I fully believe. And each one of these little situations, I manifested my Jeep, I manifested this apartment, I manifested a client bringing me flowers the other day. I was literally imagining a man bringing me flowers to my door. Meanwhile, I was kind of hoping it was going to be like a guy I could date, but it was my client and he was so sweet. And I was like, all right, universe, you're just still going to give me love. So you're magical too. And I hope all of my stories help and inspire you to start living this way, start doing the dance, start dreaming up, start listening to the downloads that you get. My download was 30,000. You know, sometimes I wonder, like, when we're thinking of things, is it our future self just planting the seed saying, oh, this is already going to happen, I'm just telling you ahead of time? I always wonder about that. Or is it us thinking about it right now and we're making it happen? We'll never know. But isn't it fun? We're living in a time in history where we can do this. And 2022 is, we're ascending, we're all awakening, which means the energy is heightened, which means you are a magical manifester, meaning you can be an instant manifester. And the way you know that you're manifesting is when you say something and then you hear it on the radio, or when you're writing something and you hear somebody say the word that you're writing. That's you in your high vibration, and you're manifesting instantly. So those are the times when you're seeing that. Quickly get your journal out and manifest something that you want. Okay, that's the perfect time to do that. All right, I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys are cool with that. But this was like, I'm glad I shared my story because I hope it inspires you all that it's possible. I was a teacher for 17 years. There's no way I thought I was ever going to make a paycheck bigger than like $2,000. And look what I made. All right, lovies, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.